These are our assistants today. This is copper and zinc. Okay, guys and girls, what we have here is we have a 42-inch ventless stove. This is a ventless. As you notice, there is no vent going up there at all. This is completely ventless, and there's many reasons why we picked this one, and I'll kind of talk to you about it throughout this video. But I want to first show you what we did. First, we placed it obviously in the room in the proper location. We built a riser or a small platform. It's about a foot off the ground. We raised it up here because ultimately what we're trying to do is we're trying to give this, we want to project that radiant heat out into the room a little bit. We want to also provide a little seat there. So we have a little seat. Now we're going to finish this later. We're going to frame around this, maybe put a mantle up there. But right now we're more concerned with the installation. Let me show you really briefly what this is. This is a very close tolerance. So if you're installing one of these, you got to really go by what the manufacturer states. 3/4 of an inch clearance to combustibles. So we have a 3/4 inch space. We have about an inch and a quarter right back here to combustibles. So that means this is a combustible. It doesn't have to be brick. It doesn't have to be stone or anything like that. So ultimately, zinc is trying to get in. Anyway, what we have here is we have this installed here on this platform. So there's a couple of components. One is, well, we don't have to do a chimney up there, which is great because I don't like doing that. So, but this one has a couple of components. One is we have of course, the gas logs. Okay, so the gas logs go in there. It's kind of in this big old box right here. We're going to be putting them in as well. And you can see we already had this pre-plumbed for our propane is there. Also ran a power line. A couple of reasons why. The igniter, potentially, I don't even know. It may be a battery powered one, but we have power here, regular 15 amp power coming here. And also if you want to put a blower in this system where it blows out the heat, which you can add, that will power that. We would put a switch and then we could turn the blower on. We're not planning to have a blower in this unit because it's honestly a pretty small space. We really don't need it. So, but what I want to show you real briefly is what we're going to do as well. We bought this optional kit. It's a fresh air kit. Now, something about these propane units that you hear about, well, they make a smell. Well, they stink. Well, now, we bought this because we were on a trip to the mountains of North Carolina, stayed in a cabin that had one of these. Actually, it was a bit smaller, didn't smell at all, and it heated the room instantaneously. In other words, all that heat from this fire, instead of going out the chimney, was coming out into the room. It was quite amazing. We loved it. I was amazed at how much heat that thing produced. It was quite shocking. This is a big unit. This is one of the biggest fireplaces that they offer, being 42 inches across. So this is going to put a lot of heat into this space, as you can see here. So what we're going to do, though, is I want to show you this fresh air system. With that propane, the idea is that we can get some fresh air from outside. So this sits on the outside of the building. This sits right in here, okay? There's a little spot right there, if you could see it. This sits in there, and then there's this, let me show you. We have this slide that opens and closes this vent. And what that does is that allows during the combustion process, it can draw in outside air. So what we do is we have a regular little vent hose here, a little air vent hose. We have it coming out from here, going through the wall. It's going to sit obviously in the frame, you won't see it. And that allows fresh air to enter into here. And again, there's a couple of reasons you want to do that. One is I think it does help prevent some of the smell, potentially, the propane smell, perhaps coming through in the room. I'm not sure if that's quite accurate, but really, it's more important for a very tight house. If you have a house, like this house has got foam in the walls, it's pretty tight, meaning you don't have a lot of seepage through your windows, and you want to get some combustion air. In other words, this thing is burning, it's using oxygen. That's what it's burning on. It's using the oxygen in your room. And you want to have some other source to bring some fresh air into this unit. So what we're going to do is, real briefly, I'm probably not going to show you this, but We're going to remove this panel, these brick panels. They come off. And then we're going to install this system right in here. We're going to install this in particular. And then we're going to add right in here, there's a little mechanism that you use to turn on and off the valve to allow the air flow. So anyway, I wanted to show you that. That's the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to show you when we're done how far we got. Okay, guys, so we got this done. We got this installed with our flange clamp, and we have this installed outside. I'll show you there in a second. We bolted this on. We had no problem, and this, it turns out, we did not have to take off at all. This is the little valve that you can open or you can shut. And when you shut it, it shuts the vent. Open and closed. Okay, let me show you on the outside. Okay, here it is on the outside. We have a metal box put in here. We have caulked the whole thing, put screws on it. And it's a little messy here. I'm just gonna paint this with green. It's kind of a warm day and that stuff dried quickly. So we're just gonna touch it up with some of the green paint and it'll look really good. But it is all sealed and it is solid and good to go. Hope this helped you out.